actually recorded a video not too long ago about what it was like adjusting and how it is still adjusting after hospital, but something went wrong with that video. Excuse the makeup. I tried doing my makeup for the first time. I don't recall. I know for my 21st I had done my makeup, but that was a whole fiasco because the makeup I had was so orange, because in the summer your body tends to be darker and in winter I turn into like a glass of milk, so did not exactly match my neck. And this makeup, I mean, of course it doesn't match my neck. I am quite pale, if you haven't noticed, and well, we try what we can. We try what we can with what we have, and I've actually tried one of the lightest shades of makeup on my face today. I think it looks okay. I don't know. I'm very judgmental of my own thing. I'm not sure if you can see the liner. I actually tried doing, for the first time, I tried doing my liner with, I started thinking of ways that I could just get it right, because the problem is having, I think they call it hooded eyes, where like if I close my eye, pretty much covers my whole damn lid. So I could do a whole makeup look, make it smoky, do a whole style, what. You will not see it unless my eyes are like that. And if I sit like this, people are gonna think I have something going on with me. Kinda look like a snob. Anyway, I wanted to record this video because, as I mentioned in the beginning, I recorded an entire video explaining how I had felt, how I was adjusting after hospital, what it was like coming home and all of that. I had used the exact same editing software, whatever. I used the same stuff for my previous videos where I was explaining what happened before and during hospital. So I don't understand why it said copyright. And no, I'm not an idiot. I didn't just see copyright and leave it. I actually went and looked around and thought, okay, I used the exact same music, I used the exact same format. It was actually the shortest video out of all of them, but that was the one that was copyright. I don't know, doesn't make sense. What I wanted to talk about today is what I was talking about in that video, which is why I'm a little bit upset that I have to do it again. But it kind of is a blessing in disguise, because it's been about 2 or 3 weeks now since hospital, and I'm able to actually give you a full picture of not only how I felt when I got home, but how I still feel now. Basically, what it was like coming home. And I know my videos are now tending to be like I'm sitting having an interview with like formal, and she's sitting still and she's not running around and all of that. But guys, be patient. Be patient. I will be doing a tasting Japanese sweets video that's gonna come out next week, so you're gonna have to check that out. I don't know what it's gonna taste like, so bear with me. I'm a very picky eater, so we shall see how that goes. So coming home after hospital was rough. It was really not rough in the sense that like aggressive or anything. It's more of that it was kind of a sensory overload, in the sense that I had become so used to laying in that bed. And even though I've been processing it for weeks, I still don't like talking about it. But I have to talk about it because that previous video ain't gonna come out. So I have to talk about it, and I don't like, even though it's been almost a month now, I still don't like talking about it. I'm still getting to why I'm going to say that. So when I got home, I remember we didn't come home immediately. We had to first go to the pharmacy to pick up medication because we were waiting at hospital for the medication, but by the time we had to leave, the pharmacy was saying things that we would have had to pay out of our medical aid, and we knew that our medical aid was depleted. So we went home, paid for the medication ourselves, and I just remember being so freaked out because I was used to the sounds of the hospital. I was used to that silence or a certain siren bell kind of thing that goes off, the kind of bell that goes off when a patient needs assistance, or if they are calling a doctor in, or the things that you technically hear in a hospital. So I was pretty much used to that. I was not used to simple things that you see every day. I was not used to the sound of cars driving past or seeing that many cars moving that quickly. I was not used to that day. The weather was quite interesting because the sky was overcast, meaning there was clouds everywhere. It was completely white, but the weather was so hot that it was confusing. It looked like it was gonna rain, but it was hot. So that's what I came home to. Just by getting home, I had to calm already about 5 anxiety attacks from happening just in the first 2 hours of getting home. It was tough. I felt like a stranger in my own home, which is not a very comfortable feeling. And it's not for saying that my mother didn't make it a welcome thing. It's not like that. It's not like anyone treated me badly. It was more in the sense that I had been in that environment for so long that I had forgotten what it was like to be at home. So there were a lot of things that I was not used to that was really making me anxious, like being able to walk further than the bed to the bathroom. I now had freedom to walk to any room I wanted to, whenever I wanted to, without having a damn IV in my arm. I was able to, if I was hungry, I was able to make my own food, which I wasn't used to. I was used to more you eat what you get. Even though they give you a menu, it's not exactly the most exquisite. And because of my specific issues that they were dealing with, I was basically being given Provitas with butter and yogurt. Sounds lovely. That's all I had been eating in hospital, so I do not want to look at Provitas for a while. That's all I had eaten. I tried eating bread at hospital, but I just remember the smell of the toast when I was in pain. I couldn't, and that's something I actually enjoy, or should I say enjoyed before hospital. I've only had bread now maybe once or twice in the few weeks that I've been home. I used to love just toasting a slice of bread and having it with butter, but that smell just really put me off. And I remember I would have moments during the day where I would feel a panic attack coming, and I would immediately if you have a panic attack coming and you panic, it's not exactly gonna help you. It's just gonna make the panic attack happen faster. And it's easier said than done. You get a lot of people that will say, oh, but if you're gonna panic, then calm down, But everyone who has experienced anxiety and has panic attacks or anxiety attacks knows what I'm talking about when we say, if you don't have it and you haven't done the research, it's that easy. Or ask questions. No one's gonna kill you for asking a question. If you're curious, to the point where you go, okay, but if it happens, then why can't you calm down? You might get the answers you're looking for. Instead of going, oh, it's just in your head, you need to just calm down. Okay, sweetie. Easier said than done. When we had spoken to my general practitioner once we got home, I just remember I was showing on my scars. I had these blue marks on my arms, and my mind just felt like jelly. It was a lot. I think the fact that I can just reminisce about that and not cry is because I'm not talking about the parts that really hit me. So I shall not talk about those. There are videos that were previously recorded that you can check out where I cry, and I don't like crying. So can go. When I explained everything and I told her about all the things that happened in hospital, how the nurses practically, some of them would leave me there for 40 minutes to an hour when I was in pain, even though we were pressing the button all the time, when several IV needles had gone into skin tissue, that I would look like I was a drug addict with all the track marks on my arms. The fact that I still was stubborn enough to do my anthropology essay in hospital, because best believe I did not make it this far to be taken out of the course by a technicality of missing an exam. Yeah, no. The first few days were really tough. Getting used to my surroundings, getting used to the quiet. I knew that hospital was quiet, but there was always something. You'd always hear either people moving beds, or you would hear that bell, or the machine, or the monitors, or anything. You would hear at least something. But being back home where it's silent, you probably would hear the wind, or you would hear the dog. Sometimes you hear the cars drive past, but it wasn't what I was used to, so it was very difficult to even walk around the house at first, because just walking from the hospital to the car was exhausting. Walking from the car to the pharmacy, and from the pharmacy back into the car, then into the house, and then to my room, I felt like I ran a marathon, because my body was not used to walking. I was more used to just laying, and it took some time before I got used to be able to walk, which is, I know some people say, but it's not like you had a leg problem, or it's not like a, please, thank you. It has taken a lot of time to manage not only my emotions, but after I explained what I was experiencing to the GP, she had mentioned it sounds like a lot of trauma and a lot of PTSD. And I do have PTSD from things that I had experienced in the past, but the things that had happened before and during hospital had basically magnified it in a way that I did not expect. So it was the weirdest thing. best way I can explain PTSD. I know a lot of people experience it in different ways, in different forms. Some people have aggression issues because of it. Some people are more quiet because of it. Some people end up being overactive because of it. So it affects people in different ways. Myself, I have so many symptoms that I couldn't even begin to tell you which ones are the worst, because I have majority of it. I just know I first would not even struggle with sleeping because I didn't realize how exhausted my body was until I actually slept that night. I think I went to sleep at 6 o'clock that evening and woke up probably 9 o'clock in the morning because my body was that tired. And it had been like that for the next few days. I would go to sleep at like 7 in the evening and wake up at 8 or 9 in the morning because my body was just that drained. Because usually I would go to sleep, call me a grandma for my age, I don't care, but I like to sleep early because I like my sleep. And I normally sleep about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Sometimes I stay up later, but if I actually want to be a nice person in the morning, I tend to go to sleep early. Because I usually wake up about 7 or 8 in the morning, so it was new for me to sleep like that. In the last few weeks, I can feel that emotionally I became numb because all the feelings I'd been feeling, it was a tad bit overwhelming. Because at first, you're in denial, kind of almost like the stages of grief, but I wasn't grieving anything. Maybe I was grieving the fact that I thought I was gonna die. I can laugh about it now, but I couldn't laugh about it then. I'd experienced denial in the beginning. So much had happened that it didn't feel like it happened. If that makes sense. That my mind couldn't understand that what happened. If I said it like that. Then I just remember I was very sad for a long time. Felt very depressed about it because it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant to go through. It wasn't fun to go through. One of the things I'm still processing is the lesson I had to learn from it, because everyone has been telling me like, no, that means God has a plan for you. That means that there's something greater in your path, that there's something you have to, do one day, and that's your purpose, and that's why you're still here. And trying to figure out what that is has been taking a lot of energy. But for an even longer time after I was sad, I was more angry. Anyway, kinda had to take a break just to sort my makeup because I was starting to look like a ghost. So, anyway, dealing with the PTSD has been a journey, to say the least. I apologize for the lighting. Kind of looks like I have heaven to my left. I'm still taking it day by day. Still doing the best I can. I have moments where I will just completely zone out, forget where I am, and then I'll have moments where I feel like I'm back in that bed and it's happening all over again. I have moments where I just feel numb, like I can't feel anything. and I have moments where I get angry quicker, where things tend to agitate me even though I don't mean to get upset. Like, it really agitates me. I don't get a point where I'm upset and then I'm angry, then I'm angrier. It normally just goes from 0 to like 1,000. So I know a lot of my friends and my family have been expecting me to be fine by now. Sorry for the disappointment. I'm sure when this video comes out I'll probably be doing a bit better, but it's just a lot to process, a lot to try and make sense of and get out of your head. And I have people that always say, then why don't you go to a psychologist, why don't you go to a therapist? Because when I've been to those, all they do is make me repeat the exact same thing. Now, if you're gonna make me sit and speak about something I already feel uncomfortable speaking about, and then you're going to come and call me back to speak about all of that I just spoken to you about the week before, as if talking about it now would make me feel better about talking about it last week, then call me again to do exactly the same thing, I'm gonna punch you. To say the least. I will friggin' take every single one of your teeth out and feed it to you. I do not like being put in a situation where I have to repeat myself over and over and over, and nothing's being done. There's no productivity, there's nothing good coming out of it. You're just repeating yourself. I don't think I will ever like that. So yeah, that is how it has been the last few weeks. I'm still doing the best I can. I have started to eat a little bit more. I'm still nervous even now to eat huge meals. I know that my dietitian mentioned that I could eat bigger meals towards like dinner time, because normally, I mean, same thing, like you might say I'm a grandma, we tend to eat dinner very early. But I think it's very productive. We eat dinner quite early. Sometimes it's 4 o'clock, sometimes it's 5 o'clock, sometimes it's 6. And if we were really tired or lazy or got home late, maybe 7, but never past then. So usually it's about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 at most. And she said, wow, that's very good, because you should be eating dinner at least 2 or 4 hours before bedtime. This is some information that I just... So, it's been going... I can't say it's been going good, but it's been going better as each day passes, if I say it like that. I've had a lot of arguments with people closest to me, because the expectation is that the moment has passed, you're out of hospital, it's been a few days, you should be fine. But no one thinks about the mental and the things that I experienced in that hospital were it was just horrible. I would never want to go through that again, ever. If you were there and you had seen what was going on when it was happening, you would also... That's my way of kindly telling people, you know, trying not to be insulting, trying not to swear, trying not to be aggressive. I have been doing my best. I have been doing my absolute best, and it's actually been making people more angry that not only am I numb, I'm numb to the point where I don't get angry if someone is angry at me. they tend to get angrier because you don't want to fight with them. And I'm sorry. I don't know why I laugh. I can't. If a person is angry at you and they are angry because they think you're angry and you're telling them you're not, and they just assume that you are, and they get themselves worked up on the fact that, oh, but you should be angry, and that's why I'm angry, and I'm going to yell at you because I think you're angry. You're not gonna win, because the fact was, I'm not angry. I do not have the energy to be angry. I already have enough battles that I'm fighting within myself. I don't have any like spare energy to borrow to still fight about stupid stuff. I don't. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope my makeup didn't look too creepy. Hope the lovely lighting was tolerable. Hope that this fly goes away. It's probably gonna be in the next video, so. But that's all I have for you guys today. And I can't wait to try these Japanese snacks as they are laying right here, and I can't wait to try them, so. Bye guys.